Rising Fears 5 days, you're curious, you're like, what's going on, what are we doing, I want to know more information. Try and switch that off and just try and be in this moment. I've just got you to do some movement practices, some breath practices, and we're just checking in with our body. We're just sitting in our body. That's all we're doing, not thinking about what's next, we're just here. You see, the thing is, we've forgotten. We have actually forgotten some deep, deep innate wisdom that is present in all of us, wherever we are in our lives, what age and stage we're at. As women, we have forgotten some wisdom. We've forgotten to listen to ourselves, to go quiet, to go really deep inside ourselves and just take that time to just hear what it is we need. What do we need? What do we want? I work in the fitness world. I've worked in the fitness world for 10 years. And I can tell you lots and lots of different strategies and theories, and we get all kind of obsessed with different ways of training or different ways of eating or different ways of doing things to our bodies. So we've actually forgotten how to be in our bodies and actually have relation and connection with this body as it is right now today. So when I talk about rising fierce, it's so much more than just a exercise or nutrition protocol. However, we will be talking about that because you cannot not have that as part of this whole picture about you in this time, in this space. But that is only one part of the very big puzzle. And one of the ways to start putting this puzzle together is to just be quiet and be in yourself. And hear what your body is telling you. As women, especially now, as women alive now, we've often been raised, especially if you're kind of in the, I would say maybe 38 through to 50s, 55 probably as well, in that kind of 15-year age bracket. We've been raised to believe that we can have it all and do it all as women. And this has actually resulted in us as women becoming weaker. We've become stressed to the extent that it's actually impacted on our health and well-being. And we don't even realize it because it's sneaky and it's snuck up on us. And it's really impacting us now on a very deep level. Let me know if any of this is kind of landing. Thanks, Carly. You're such a legend for being here. Thank you. Stagnant, feeling expansive, hungry. Love it. So just park those words, as we keep talking. But as I'm talking, I'd love to hear if any of this is landing, if it's kind of resonating with you. I think when I talk about rising fierce, people think it's going to be something really dynamic. And it is, it is in some ways, but in other ways it's super quiet. It's a super quiet time. And it's more about your internal dynamic, your internal fire that I am trying to get you to reconnect with and reignite in order to stand truly in your body as it is today and build a relationship with that body. It's about women recognizing their personal sovereignty and inner fire and taking action steps, real steps towards nurturing and reigniting that inner fire. I sigh because I just need to let some of that energy out from inside me. I have so much to say on this and I've been waiting so long to be able to say it. It's hard to be able to just fix it into words and make sure I don't go too long on this video, but stay with me. This is complex, but it's so simple at the same time. So simple. As women, we were built, Mother Nature built us to thrive. We are the foundation of humanity. We weren't here just to survive on some monotone level where everything just feels so hard and everything goes so wrong and we don't understand and we outsource everything that happens with our body to the outside world, to someone else to tell us what to do and how to be, how to move, how to eat. When did we become those women? When did that happen? This is time. This is time in Rising Fierce to reclaim our health, our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, our spiritual health. You know, health is not one thing. We've been taught that just a certain way of looking or a certain way of eating is the epitome of health. For maybe one person that is true, but for you, it's not. For me, it might be. I feel like I'm moving into some kind of rhyming slang, just like, I don't know, live poetry reading. But that's how it feels, like it's this bubbling, this energy within me. It feels very feminine, but my voice feels very fierce, very masculine in that sense. We can do more for ourselves, and for ourselves we have to think. We've been taught to outsource everything to do with our health to others. You know, there's this pill for pain approach that we've had. And it's not our fault. It's just been indoctrinated. It was given to us as a solution to help us do more, be more, get out there, do more, be more. And what it did is actually, it's not allowed us to sit inside ourselves and understand what this body, this God-given body that we have, can do for us as our vessel. We've got lost. The waters are muddy. You know, it's either that, this pill for pain approach, or we suppress everything. We suppress any intuition, any voice about what feels right to us when we're moving our bodies, when we're eating the food. We kind of override these systems that go, you know, we'll eat something and the initial taste sensation, because of the way the food industry has worked, is like delicious. It's like, oh yeah, I really want more of this. But when it sinks down inside us, our body is like, oh no, that is not what I want. But this overrides this, and we become lost. And then our health deteriorates. We can't function and do what we could do if we listened a little bit more from here and overrode this. And I say this, taste, you know. Taste has been manipulated as much as anything else in our world when it comes to what we eat and what we consume. And you know, the crazy thing about all of this, most of us deep down know exactly what we need to do to elevate our health and our well-being, to feel better in our bodies, to move better in our bodies. We actually know. We actually know all of this. You actually don't even need me. This could potentially be another one of those outsourcing things, but this isn't, because I'm here just to remind you that you own the power over your body. It is your body. You are in charge of what happens to the health, and we cannot keep blaming people outside of us for what is happening here, right here. And we can make impactful changes right from day one. Like right from today, we can start making significant changes to the way that our bodies move, breathe, what we eat, how we communicate, like all of those things. And we are so complex and yet so simple in that way. I keep drawing this circle because we are a circle. There's a wholeness about us as women. And we need to celebrate that. We need to celebrate that. We always know. We must stop saying, I don't know. And Carly, that's so true. You know, like, we feel, and I know this resonates with your work when you work with women as well. We do have this story, this I don't know story. And, you know, initially, I think we don't know because we've lost touch with this inner wisdom, this deep, deep old wisdom that women have carried with them through generations and generations and generations. We've lost touch with that. So maybe on one level, we don't know here, but we do know here. We do know when something's not right for us. We do know. We just don't listen. And that's what Rising Fierce is about in a very general way. So how do we land this? How do we land this? Because it sounds all very like, ooh, and we need to come back, ooh, back in. And you know, what I'm going to share with you, it's not news to you. You've heard all of this before. But what you're not doing is the thing. We're not looking after ourselves in the ways that support us and stimulate us. Thank you, Carly. Spewing my fire. So we're going to land it. Let's bring it all the way back in. All the way back in. It's time. Rising Fierce. 5 days we have together. I want you fully in for 5 days. Go with me on this journey. Go with me on this journey, but do it for you. Don't do it for me. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just opening those doors. You walk through. It's time to focus on you, your body, its needs. But we cannot fix everything at once. We have had decades, potentially, of damage done to ourselves. We can't fix it in 5 days. And this is one of the biggest problems I see with women, that we try and solve these problems in days or weeks or even months. But really what we're talking about is years. We're talking years of time to heal and evolve, to change and to grow. We can't do it in 5 days, but we can begin right now. So when I talk about rising fierce, and you would have seen this perhaps on posts and things like that, I'm talking about nutrition, exercise, supplements, mindfulness, truth, vision. But look at the words I put in the brackets. Wise nutrition, targeted exercise, specific supplements. And I want to share all of this information, all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom that I have built up. I mean, it's like a decade I have been learning and studying and bringing in information into my world. And I found myself in this strange landscape where my physical interactions with people have been temporarily removed. We'll be back though. We'll be back. Temporarily removed, which has given me an opportunity to show up here for you now, to speak and share the wisdom and knowledge I have with you. You already have it. I'm just reminding you. So again, bring it back in. What are we talking about? We're talking about big rocks of health, people. We're talking about improving our sleep. You've heard this before. But how do you do that? How does that actually work? How do I do that? I'm so busy, I'm so stressed. My body just wakes up. It's what I've always done. You know, my kids wake me up and then I just do this and I do that. No. We need to stop. Draw back, breathe, okay? We're going to improve our sleep. We're going to think about improving our nutrition and our hydration, and what that looks like for you is very different to what it looks like for me. There's not one size fits all. This is not just a one-show pony, people. You've got to start learning about your body, what works, what doesn't. And you've got to start listening, because we don't listen. We never listen to what our bodies are telling us. I'm as guilty as anyone, but I am also on the path of compassion with myself. I fall over, I make mistakes, my body goes, that wasn't a good choice. That doesn't feed me, that doesn't sustain me, that's okay. We move on. You know, the amazing thing about human bodies is their resiliency, their ability to repair and improve. Sigh again. Okay. We're going to talk about movement, exercise. And yeah, people, we have to exercise. Look at this shizzle back here. I have never lifted so much weight as I have done since I hit 40, because my body needs lean muscle, but I'm not 20 anymore, and it's really hard to keep lean muscle on this body. I have to work harder, but I have to work smarter. I have to understand what my body can do and what my body can't do. Let me share with you a little story, segue. So earlier this year, I decided to do number 1. I was like, I'm going to improve my sleep. I've never been the best of sleepers, and I wanted to improve my sleep. So I got on my research and I understood everything, and I did everything I needed to do. And I'm going to dive into that in another live. We're going to talk about sleep specifically, about what you can do to improve your sleep. Action steps. So I'm not going to talk about that today, but I did all the things, right? Did all the things. Massive improvements in my sleep. Massive. I would probably say, and when I say massive, I'm talking about my overall energy and ability to do what I needed to do improved greatly. And I felt better for it. Simple. So, you know, sleep is magic. Like, God, getting into bed, clean sheet night. Whew, love it. Can't be anything better. And knowing that I can go to bed and actually get a decent night's sleep, incredible. Anyway, amongst other things, that led to another decision and change in my life. And I started to do things all across this year to try and improve my overall health and well-being, which is what I'm going to share with you in Rising Fierce. And do you know what happened? I got sick. I actually got sick, and I got really frustrated with that process. So I have had lots of niggly health issues. I've had vertigo. I've had shingles, which came out of nowhere. Thought that wasn't something I would get, and I did. And these things have knocked me sideways, and I'm like, why have I got sick? I've been doing all the things. I ticked all the boxes. I did everything that I lived and breathed. What I'm going to be sharing with you. Why did I get sick? What happened? Do you know what I wasn't looking after when I was doing everything. I was doing my sleep and my nutrition and my hydration, and I was doing my exercise, and I was doing my movement. Do you know what I wasn't doing? My mental health. And I think there's a massive correlation between when one thing in our body is out of whack, like I keep saying, the circle, when one thing is out of whack, it can throw everything else off. It's your body sending a little warning sign across to you and saying, hey, you're not looking after this. My mental health and well-being was going down, but I was doing my weights and I was going my walks and I was doing my sleeping, but I wasn't looking after my soul so much. So then I had to recalibrate. So again, I just have to shift and balance. I had to do less of this. I had to do more of this. It teaches me. When I listen to my body, it tells me when something isn't working for me. And if you can catch it early and you can listen, then you get stronger. I tell you what, I did get sick. I tell you something else. I got well quickly because I had all the other things in place. Hopefully this is landing with you, ladies. I'm not going to go on for too much longer. I promised myself I would actually cut off at 20 minutes. We're going to go to 30. Stick with me, couple more minutes. So we're going to be talking about sleep, nutrition, hydration, movement, exercise, and stress management this week. It's all going to be wise, targeted, specific. It's simple, it's clear, it's aligned. I hope that some of this is landing with you. Please make sure you list your questions in the comments or any observations, or check in with how you're feeling. So I'm going to leave you a little bit of homework for day one. I want you to check in with the markers of your health. You don't have to share this with anyone. I just want you to sit down and actually just have a little piece of paper and a pen. Or you could actually just go for a walk and have a little think about it. It's on whichever way it lands for you. I want you to think about how your bowels are working. How often do you go for a bowel movement? Maybe just jot that down. How often do you have a wee during the day? Maybe just take note. I don't want you to change anything. I want you to start making observations about what your body's telling you. How often do you get up for a wee in the night? Just make a note. Tell me how your nails are. Okay, how are your nails at the moment? Now, I didn't put any polish or anything on my nails. My nails are cooking on frickin' gas at the moment. Loving it. Marker of health. My nails. How's your hair? Dry? Is it okay? If you've got dandruff, mark it down. What's happening with your skin at the moment? Skin on your face, skin here, on your chest, on your body. Any eczema, any dermatitis, anything. Just note down what's happening with your skin and make an observation, put it down, just write it on your piece of paper. Teeth. What's happening with your dental health at the moment? Is everything okay? You flossing? You cleaning? How's your breath? Just make a note, just make an observation. Let's think about your joints, wrists, ankles, hips, knees. Have you got any pain? Is there any inflammation? Note it down. You know, left wrist, left finger. You know, as you get older, there's all sorts of crazy stuff that's going on. It's just your body communicating with you. Note it down. How are you feeling? Do you feel generally happy, sad, flat, wherever? Like, where are we with this? Like, you know, generally, how are you feeling? Does it change every single day? How's your mood? How's your tiredness? How tired are you? Like, we can go, but that's adrenaline. So when you sit and you're quiet and you take 5 deep breaths, are you tired? I would say most of us probably are. Most of us probably are. So these are our markers of health. I want you to just, for your homework for today, we are just making observations about our body and how it's working and how it's functioning right now. And then we're going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to explore things a little bit further. In the meantime,